Welcome to my setup tour 2016. I last did one of these in April 2015. I've got a few improvements. Starting off on my new desk, got some Crossfire and SLI bridges, a few socket covers, a couple of DVD drives. We've got a few 775 CPUs and 1155 CPUs there. Got an AMD 6950 fan. That's my D-lid tool. And this is the good old Dell PC, which I've still got from the previous video. Just got a load of random stuff that I use, my battery for my phone, a Western Digital Velociraptor hard drive there. This is my current test bench for Air, which is a Z77 OC formula with a 2500K in. I've just been testing a few graphics cards on War Thunder and also benching them recently, so I've got them all lined up on the desk there. 650 watt power supply for the test bench, some thermal paste right next to it as well, so I can change the CPU out. It's my 8600 GS and a GT610. My microphone that I use is a Samsung Meteor, I think it is. And we've got the 4K monitor with the amazing wallpaper there, and my GoPro sitting on top of my speakers. Moving on to the windowsill, I've got my main rig, which spends all of its time folding 24/7. Two GTX 970s, not in SLI, all powered by a Superflower LeadX 1300 watt gold power supply. I've got my USB 3 card reader and a few mounting hardware bits. Moving on down here, I've got a 3930K on the phase test bench in a Rampage 4 Formula motherboard, which I've been using for 3D testing. I've also got that powered by a Superflower 1200 watt Platinum PSU at the moment, so I can do up to 2-way Crossfire or 3-way SLI with that. And on top of the phase cooler, I've just got my server sitting there not doing much, and then obviously the phase cooler's underneath that. The server currently has two Xeon X5460s in it, I think now, so it's in its fastest configuration. Then in this box I've got all my water cooling stuff, two radiators and my CPU block. And I've got some random bits on top of that PC there with my AMD mug, and in there I've got a i5 3570K in a Gigabyte UD3H, and then that's my pump and Bay-Res configuration there, and some deionized water for the water cooling. I've also got my tripod on the floor, and then on top of my wardrobe I've got the boxes for both the power supplies, and then on top of my bed I've got my big graphics card box at the bottom there with a load of motherboards on top, and I've got my Skylake CPUs, which I haven't got a board for yet. Got various other boxes for motherboards as well, and GTX 580 box there, and also my box that's full of CPUs, and well, boxed CPUs. And I've got a gigabit switch up there which I need to set up as well. Moving on underneath the desk, I've got a VapoChill phase cooler, which is out of this big case here, which gets in the way when I try to put my feet under the desk. Then I've got the Fanbox Mark II, which is much fuller than the old one. I've also got a box for cables now as well, so I don't have as many cables under the desk. I think that's about it for this setup tour.